welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we are so excited to be introducing our brand new dies, Giant Be My Valentine and Giant XOXO. So let's go ahead and check them out. The Giant XOXO is so cute for Valentine's, but also all year round because it's just fun to send hugs and kisses, right? And so this size is really great because it fits on both a portrait and landscape standard size card. The other cool thing is you can fit 3 on a portrait card, and we're going to be showing you that later on in this video today. Then next up, we have our Giant Be My Valentine die, and I love this so much. It's adorable for Valentine's Day, and I love that there's almost like those little shelves on top of the word Valentine where you can put little critters and help decorate. And so we're going to make a really cute card with Be My Valentine right now. I'm die cutting some paper from the Watercolor Wishes Rainbow Collection, and this pink is perfect for Valentine's, and this is the largest of the outside-in stitched rectangles. And then we're going to take the largest of the outside-in stitched hearts, and I'm going to line that up in the center of this panel and run that through the die cut machine. And we're creating a heart-shaped window here because we're going to be making a shaker card. Now, on the back of that fun dot paper is this beautiful pink, once again, perfect for Valentine's, and I'm going to die cut that with the largest of the scalloped rectangles, and it's going to be this great little match, and I just love scallops for Valentine's Day. It just always has such a fun, doily kind of feel. Right here, we have a piece of acetate, and that's going to be behind the opening there. That's what's going to help create the window for our shaker. So to secure that acetate to the back, I'm going to grab some double-sided tape, and we're going to put that all around this background. And I'm using a mix of the 1/4 inch and the 1/8 inch because it's a little tight up there at the top, and so I brought out my 1/8 inch double-sided tape just to fill in that area. Then we can peel up the liner paper and we're going to attach that nice thick acetate to the back of this, creating our heart-shaped window. The next step for the shaker card is to create the well that our shakers are going to bounce around in, and I'm going to be using some of these awesome foam strips to do that. I really like these foam strips because they're a really tall foam, so there's a lot of space for all of our little sequins and shaker bits to move around. So I'm just going to take my scissors and cut down these pieces to kind of fill around the area around this heart. And so you'll see I kind of filled in all the little corners wherever I could. I cut really thin pieces, and now I have foam going all around that heart-shaped window. At this point, I would normally start filling in my shaker, but I realized I didn't know how my whole design was going to go, and I didn't want to pick the color of my shaker bits just yet. So instead, we're going to start to decorate the front of the card. So I die cut the Giant Be My Valentine out of that same pink Watercolor Wishes paper, and then here we have some awesome holographic cardstock. I love this stuff. And so I went ahead and die cut that as well, and it's so fun and sparkly. And we're going to layer these two together so that there's a little bit of a pink shadow. And it's going to be really subtle, but it kind of helps it stand out from the window since the window is shiny and the holographic cardstock is shiny. Just that little bit of a shadow just kind of helps it pop out just a little bit. Next up, I took out my Sent with Love stamp set and I went ahead and stamped and colored a bunch of images from this set. And you'll see here I've got the cute little envelope and the skunks and all of these fun little accessories. And I'm going to add a hair bow to one of the skunks and a bow tie to the other one. And then we're going to go ahead and heat emboss a sentiment. So I have some black cardstock here, and I'm going to prep it with an anti-static powder tool so that we can do some white heat embossing powder. Then we're going to stamp one of the sentiments from this set, which is the You Make Me Feel Sentimental, which is so cute to go along with the skunks. And so I'm going to stamp that in some clear sticky embossing ink. Then we'll sprinkle on some white heat embossing powder and heat it up with our heat tool and have a nice bright white shiny sentiment. Next, I'm going to use my paper trimmer just to trim this sentiment down. So it's almost going to look like one of those old Dymo labels, right, with the black background and the white letters. And then we're going to add some tape runner to the back of that, and I'm going to layer that right at the bottom of the heart. And it's going to be kind of like a little shelf that our Giant Be My Valentine sentiment is going to sit on top of. So next, we'll add some adhesive to the back of that Be My Valentine and layer that right on top. And oh my goodness, it's so much fun with that holographic cardstock. It's just so sparkly and so pretty. Now it's time to add our cute little characters, and so I'm going to be adding these on with foam squares just so that there's a little bit of pop, and you can see we're going to add those skunks right onto those little shelves that are created by the word Valentine, and that's why I love this sentiment. And of course the skunks are so cute with this, but you could use any stamp sets that you have and just layer the critters right on top, and it's just a quick and easy card, and I love that it kind of decides the layout for you, which is pretty cool. So we're going to give one skunk the envelope and the other one the rose, and then of course we've got to add our little stink line lines, especially to go along with that sentimental sentiment down there. And then now that my design is done, I can finally decide what shaker bits I want to put. And I've got a little drawer full of all of these little sparkly things. And there's these little pearls, like these little micro beads. And I thought that would be really, really great. And it kind of goes along with the white parts of the card. And then some chunky glitter because that sparkle is perfect to go along with our holographic cardstock. And then last but not least, this is my favorite part of all the little sparkles, is these cute little hearts. I just love these so much. They're so much fun for Valentine shakers. And so I'm just going to sprinkle those inside as well. I went ahead and looked through the heart-shaped window, and it's a pretty big window opening, so I decided to add some more pearls and, of course, some more chunky glitter because more chunky glitter is always a good thing. And then I'm going to take all of these little pieces and just try to pile them up in the center of this cardstock piece, and then we're going to peel up the liner paper on the foam, and then we can layer that entire window right on top, creating our shaker mechanism. And now you can see how sparkly and pretty that is. And when you start to shake it, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I just love it so much. So our next step is to attach our shaker mechanism onto a card base. And so I really like this because you're going to have the white card base around, the pink scallop, and then that white piece with the polka dots on it. So it's just kind of a fun mix and match of colors that I really, really love. And now this shaker card is all done. I love that Be My Valentine sentiment. It's so cute and sweet. I love putting little characters on the ledge that it creates, and making this a shaker card was absolutely adorable. And we were inspired by Grace to make this card. So thank you so much, Grace, for this beautiful card design. I just love it, and I can't wait to make more shakers just like it. Next up, we're going to create a giant XOXO card, and we're going to combine products in a really fun way by recreating a card by Audrey that is just so cute. So thank you so much, Audrey. And we're going to cut that giant XOXO out of some chili pepper cardstock. And to add some fun detail, we're going to take a white gel pen and just add little lines around the X's and the O's. And I just love how the girls on our design team do this. And I've said this in previous videos that I always like to look and see what they do, and I kind of will copy their white gel pen lines. And I'm starting to feel more confident in deciding where mine go now too, which is pretty fun. I love that there's a little line and a dot, but you can also just do plain line too. But it looks so cool on plain cardstock. I feel like it just adds a little bit of a fun element. It makes the letters look almost 3D or almost cartoonish. And so this is really fun to do on any of our giant word dies. Next up, we're going to create a background for our scene, and we're going to be using the Simple Stripes die in the portrait style. So I went ahead and die cut a bunch of different colors using this Simple Stripes die. So we die cut some white cardstock, some rainforest cardstock, some peacock cardstock, and some mermaid cardstock. And we're not going to be using all of these pieces, but you can save the extra pieces and create more patterns from them, which is really, really awesome. We have a standard size card base here at 5.5 by 4.25, and we're going to start layering all of our different pieces on here. And so we're going to start off at the very top using one of the white cardstock pieces, and we're going to do 3 of these white cardstock pieces in a row. Then we're going to continue to fill in the pattern in a fun kind of ombre gradient with those pieces of paper there that we have on the left. So we're going to start with our mermaid cardstock, and then peacock, and then rainforest. And I just love this beautiful little gradient. And then we're going to finish it up with one more cardstock piece. So you'll see that we have those extra pieces, and now you can make more fun little patterns just like this one using those extra pieces. Now here we're going to take out the brand new Valentine Hearts border, and this is so cute because it's got 2 pieces that you can layer together. So from the base piece, we're going to die cut some of that chili pepper cardstock that we die cut the XOXO, and then from the frame piece, we're going to die cut some white cardstock. You can see you can use the frame on its own, but look how fun that is when you layer it over top. So we're going to use our glue tube to add some glue to the back of the frame piece, and we're going to layer that on top of the chili pepper piece. And then we're going to take the whole thing and layer that between the border of our mermaid cardstock and the white cardstock. Then we can trim off any of the excess, and we've got this really cute little Valentine heart border. We can grab that giant XOXO we worked on earlier with the white gel pen lines and layer that on top. And if you look at this right now, this is actually a really cute card just as it is. So you could do something just like this, but we're going to bring in some little extra elements just for fun. And we're going to take out one of my favorite Valentine sets of all time, and that's Love Poems and You're Just My Type. And these 2 sets are so great together. And it's got that little mouse with the little piece of paper and the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment. And so we're going to stamp that right in the paper and then just add a little color and die cut that cute little mouse in paper, and we're going to layer that behind the hearts. And so I'm just trimming off some of the bottom so it kind of looks like the piece of paper is coming out from under that border. And then we're going to add some foam squares to the back of the XOXO just to give it a little bit of a pop, and we're going to layer that on there. Then I'm going to take that mouse again and kind of look and see how it fits into the O of the XOXO, and it was still a little bit too tall, so I'm just going to trim off a little bit more and tuck it behind, and now you can see that it's looking really, really cute. And so I'm going to add a little foam square to the back of the mouse and then just some tape runner on the paper, so it's almost like the paper is tucked in and it's kind of three-dimensional poking out, almost like from a typewriter. And so that's looking so cute there. Then we're going to take the I Heart You from the Scent with Love add-on, and I'm just going to stamp that in black licorice ink on some white cardstock, and I'm going to take a sentiment banner die and just line that up with that sentiment, and we're just going to be cutting it there so that the flag is on the right end, and on the left it's just going to be a nice flat end that's going to line up with the edge of our card. A foam square to the back of that so that it's at the same height of the XOXO, and then we can layer that over the letters. And so it's so cute with the I Heart You on there. You could do a Happy Valentine's Day or some other sentiment there as well too. Now here is our hearts and stars there from our Hearts and Stars skinny tag, and I love these because they're like the perfect little decorative confetti. So I went ahead and die cut these from some Ballet Slippers pink cardstock, and we're going to use 3 of these little hearts to add a little bit of decoration. So I'm adding glue tube to the back of them. We're going to start off by putting one right on that paper, and then the other 2 we're going to sprinkle around the XOXO. And it's just a cute little look, and I just love that Hearts and Stars skinny tag die. I use it all the time because those little hearts and stars, it's like the perfect little filler, just gives that great little accent to finish up a card. And now this card is all done. It was so much fun to make. I love combining things from older Valentine sets and also the simple stripes die, which is so much fun with this giant XOXO. And next up, Shari is going to show us how to make an adorable XOXO card. So take it away, Shari.
So for this card today, I'm starting out with the quilted hearts backdrop, and I'm cutting that from some peacock cardstock. And I'm just going to layer this over a card base made from some mermaid cardstock. So you're going to see those lighter teal hearts show through this darker teal background. So I'm just lining that up with the top, layering that right on there, and you get this really great patterned background for the base of the card. Now for the sentiment, I'm using the giant XOXO die, and I've cut that from 3 colors of cardstock. So I have a raspberry piece, a guava piece, and a ballet slipper piece. I've also cut that die from some gold sparkle cardstock, and I'm going to be layering this behind the pink colors so you get this fun glittery drop shadow behind them. So I just used liquid glue for this since I am gluing this to some glitter paper. You want to make sure it's nice and stuck down, and since that glitter paper has some texture, liquid glue is really the best for this. So I really love that shimmery shadow that it creates, and I'm just going to put a block on it so it can dry nice and flat while I glue my other 2 together. So I'm repeating the same process with the guava XOXO, which is the one you see here, and then I will do the same with that raspberry one. And these are going to stack one on top of the other, and they're really going to fill the whole front of my card. I did want to add a little critter, so I'm using the little skunk from the Scent with Love add-on set and those little hearts. And he's going to be popping out of one of those O's on that bottom XOXO. Now to glue these to my card base, and I want to make sure they're nice and even, I'm going to start in the center. So I'm starting with the one cut from that mid-tone, that guava, and I've gone ahead and I've put some foam adhesive all over the back of these so I can pop them up. And I'm also going to go ahead and put my little skunk in the O where I want him. So I'm just going to pull off the foam tape where his tail is and make sure he's nice and flat, and I'll just add it to the back of his tail. So I went ahead and put the foam tape on all of these so that I don't have to do that between each of them, and I can just layer them onto my card. So as I said before, I'm going to start with that center one so I can make sure my spacing is nice and even. I do have those 2 sitting to the side, But the nice thing about this quilted background is you can use it sort of as a grid. So that line of little hearts, that's the center, and I can use that to make sure that I have this sentiment right in the middle of the card. Now that that one's in place, I can stack this lighter pink one on top, and then I will do the same for the darker one on the bottom with my little skunk. And then I will just add those little hearts that I had colored and cut out as well. I'm going to add a little dot of glue behind his head since I didn't really glue him to this die cut before. And those little hearts are just going to go right above. They're going to layer onto that guava sentiment in the center. And then I am going to add a little bit of glitter to the hearts so that they match this gold glitter. And then I did want to show you a second version I made. This has gold embossing on the bottom half of each of the sentiments, so you just get a different look. I really love this die cut sentiment and how you can stack them and fill the whole front of a card.
This card is so cute, Shari. I love that gold drop shadow, and the little skunk coming out of the O of the XOXO is so cute and adorable. And next up, we have some stunning cards by the design team, and this card set by Tammy is so beautiful. I love these designs so much. I love how she has a mini slimline and a portrait, and how she's added the XOXO stacked like Shari did, and also over a heart, which is so much fun. Next up, we have the card by Grace that inspired me to make mine today, and I love that she used the Be My Valentine out of some gold metallic cardstock. It's so pretty and so much fun. Oh my goodness, I just love this shaker card. You are awesome, Grace. Next up, this card by Elena is so cute and sweet. It is also a fun little shaker, which is so adorable, and I love the red and white stripes so much. Thank you so much, Elena. Here, Megan's card is so fun. I love the whole airmail feel to it and how she took lots of mice from our different stamp sets and combined them with the giant Be My Valentine. This card set by Maureen is way too cute. She used this with our Bugs and Kisses stamp set and the mini slimline brand new dies. Such a perfect match, and I can't wait to make cards just like these ones. I just love all of the frames and layers that Letitia added to her card, and the Be My Valentine looks amazing out of that silver glitter, and I love the traditional pink and red combo. Audrey combined the giant XOXO with one of my favorite sets ever, which is Critter Chatter. I love the translation. I love you. It's a perfect match for that fun die. And this card by Melissa is so cute and sweet. I love how she brought some of the rainbow paper into it. Rainbow is such a fun look for a Valentine's Day card. Here, I love Mindy's card. I love the flowers and how it just feels like this traditional Valentine's card with that beautiful red glittered XOXO. Just stunning. Kara also brought the rainbow into her fun Valentine's Day card. I love that she has it behind the Valentine hearts border and behind the new quilted heart backdrops as well. This card by Elise is so sweet. I love the ombre colors of the light pink to the red. Just gorgeous. And Kara got so creative and she turned our brand new tiny gift box skunk add-on into a Yeti and made the most adorable wintry Valentine's Day card. I love it so much. It's so adorable, so fun, and so unique. And we can't wait to see what you guys create with this brand new giant word dies, so make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!